The NFL Draft took center stage Thursday night in Nashville, Tennessee. The New York Jets were on the clock at number 3. The New York Giants were on the board at number 6. The G-Men also had the 17th draft choice in the first round. That came via the OBJ trade. Let's start with Big Blue. If GM Dave Gettleman tells you something publicly, don't listen to him. He said he wouldn't trade Beckham. He did. He said the Giants wouldn't likely go quarterback with their first draft choice just to have him sit behind Eli Manning. And they did. And the draft shocker of the night, the Giants nabbed the quarterback they had in mind the whole time, an Eli Manning clone. Meet Daniel Jones, quarterback Duke. It's bold, no doubt about that. Gettleman and head coach Pat Shurmur just put their reputations on the line with Daniel Jones. It's a risky pick. There were mixed reviews on Jones as a prospect. Some thought he had just enough physically and everything mentally to be a franchise quarterback. Others just don't see it. One scout described him as a backup quarterback. Only time will tell if Gettleman and Shurmur were right. With number 17, the Giants selected Clemson's Dexter Lawrence. The defensive tackle is a big boy. Lawrence is an interior lineman better known for his run-stuffing ability than pass rush skills. Can he rush? Lawrence had 6.5 sacks as a freshman and only 3.5 sacks his final 2 seasons. He said part of that can be attributed to a leg injury that affected him for the better part of a year until midway through last season. The Giants are gambling that he is more of the player that he was as a freshman than the previous 2 seasons. After intense speculation about the possibility of a trade, the New York Jets kept the number 3 overall pick in the NFL draft and used it Thursday night to select defensive tackle Quinnen Williams. With quarterback Kyler Murray and defensive end Nick Bosa off the board, the Jets' 29th in scoring defense last season opted for Williams over outside linebacker Josh Allen and defensive tackle Ed Oliver. Williams becomes the highest drafted defensive player in franchise history. That was the right move for the New York Jets. At the end of the day, the draft is a real gamble for all, albeit perhaps a bigger gamble for the Giants on a night when they may have made some reaches in the NFL draft. By the way, if you were wondering where Heisman finalist Dwayne Haskins landed, he went 15 to the Washington Redskins. The former Ohio State QB will try and become Washington's franchise quarterback. On the baseball diamond, Tommy La Stella and Cole Calhoun hit 2-run home runs in the 5th inning. David Fletcher drove in a career-high 5, and the Los Angeles Angels beat the New York Yankees 11-5 Thursday night to avoid a 4-game sweep. The Bombers, despite all their injuries, have been rolling of late until last night, of course. Earlier in the day, the Yanks announced that they have acquired outfielder Cameron Maybin from the Cleveland Indians and immediately selected his contract to the Major League roster. In order to clear a spot on the 40-man, Luis Severino was transferred from the 10-day IL to the 60-day IL. Yanks placed Clint Frazier on the injured list and are also without Aaron Judge, Aaron Hicks, Giancarlo Stanton, and Jacoby Ellsbury, leaving them with an outfield comprised of Brett Gardner, Mike Tauchman, and Tyler Wade. Last week, the Pinstripers let go of veteran left-hander Gio Gonzalez. I was a bit surprised there. He was not added to the team's 40-man roster after exercising his opt-out clause over the weekend. The team had 48 hours to add Gonzalez to the roster once he triggered that clause, but he was instead allowed to become a free agent and is now able to sign with any club. The Mets host the Milwaukee Brewers in Queens tonight for the beginning of a 3-game series between the two clubs. First pitch is at 7:10. The Yankees also begin a new series. They are out in San Francisco to go up against the Giants in the first game of a 3-game weekend set. First pitch is set for 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes flexed his muscle on the NFL last season, and now he's doing just that on the cover of football's most popular video game. On Thursday night, EA Sports announced the reigning NFL MVP and Offensive Player of the Year as the cover athlete of Madden NFL 20. Mahomes also had the opportunity to contribute to the new face of franchise QB1. That's the career campaign mode that will allow gamers to create their own quarterback and experience his journey from college to the NFL. Pretty cool. Maybe Mahomes can celebrate with a whiskey toast. Enter Conor McGregor. Jameson is jealous, folks. Notorious managed to sell 200,000 cases of his proper number 12 Irish whiskey, which sounds like a lot until you see that Jameson sold 7.3 million. So why in the world would, the leader in nasty booze care about McGregor? Because 200,000 cases sold equates to roughly $40 million earned. Conor is winning even if he's no longer winning in the octagon. On the ice, second round of the NHL playoffs starts for a quartet of teams. The local New York Islanders host the Carolina Hurricanes in Brooklyn for Game 1 of their series at 7 p.m., and the San Jose Sharks host Colorado for their Game 1 at 10 tonight. Jack Hughes, the consensus #1 prospect for the 2019 NHL Draft, had a record-breaking day at the World Under-18 Championship. Hughes scored 3 goals and added an assist during a 6-0 win over Finland on Thursday, setting the United States record for career points and tying the U.S. record for points in a single tournament. New Jersey has the first pick in the NHL Draft. The New York Rangers have the second. Expect to see Hughes in the tri-state area next season. He'll be in New Jersey or New York. The National Hockey League has apologized to the Vegas Golden Knights for an incorrect major penalty call that opened the door for a 4-goal Sharks rally and eventual victory in Game 7 of their first-round playoff series. There will be a new champion after the Washington Capitals were eliminated in double overtime by the Hurricanes. I still think the Isles have a legit shot in that series. The NHL postseason has truly shown that the regular season and the higher seeds come playoff time really don't mean much. Can't say the same about the association. From the NBA playoff hardwood, first round of the playoffs is starting to finish up as the Los Angeles Clippers host the Golden State Warriors for Game 6 of their series tonight at 10. More on Golden State in the C list. I bragged about him on the show, and Dame time was in full effect. Damian Lillard made the coldest shot the NBA has seen in years, a buzzer-beating, series-winning 37-foot pull-up three-pointer over Paul George. George called it a bad shot. My friend, it's not bad if it goes in. That was unreal. The Sacramento Kings and NBA announced Thursday that they have started a joint investigation into the allegations made in a civil suit against coach Luke Walton that he sexually assaulted a woman in 2014. Kelly Tennant, a former host on Spectrum Sports LA, the Lakers' regional sports network, alleges that Walton, then an assistant with Golden State who was in Los Angeles on a road trip, sexually assaulted her in a Santa Monica, California hotel room. Basketball legend and 8-time NBA champion with the Boston Celtics, John Havlicek, has died. He was 79. Celtics announced the news Thursday evening. Havlicek played 16 seasons in the NBA, all with the Celtics. He made 13 All-Star teams, was an 11-time All-NBA selection before entering the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1984. The NBA named Havlicek on its list of 50 greatest players in league history. The Boston Herald reports that Havlicek, who had been battling Parkinson's disease, caught pneumonia 3 weeks ago and died after his family placed him in hospice care on Wednesday. Those are the headlines. We hit the C list for a note on effort. Not too difficult to figure out what's plaguing the Golden State Warriors as their first-round series against the Los Angeles Clippers drags on to surprising lengths. According to Klay Thompson, the champs were already looking forward to the Houston Rockets. According to Kevin Durant, they relaxed too much. Draymond Green added that he didn't bring the defensive intensity to get his teammates to try hard. Clippers star Lou Williams said Golden State made the mistake of looking ahead. All 4 players in this conversation are correct, my friends. Golden State is still the best team. I still expect them to win this series, but there's no doubt that they are bored. They lacked the effort in Game 5. Honestly, the NBA playoffs are kind of boring. Feels like the same old story. I'm hoping the offseason changes some of these storylines moving forward. Does anyone see the Warriors not winning again? Hit me up at The Voice, Bobby C, and share your thoughts. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay tuned.